Thank you. I would like to present about business intelligence of automotive part sales. This is my agenda. First, introduction. As we know that business intelligence is widely used for reporting, visualization, and perform predictive analysis. These tools can use to turn data into useful information for business decision. And it's also have ability to create a dashboard which have a visualization and the interactive report. It also can use an ad hoc query, and as I mentioned before, it can predictive some information. In the sales and distribution of automotive parts, they can create information. For example, what is the most favorite spare part or how the customer spending behavior. And then it will trigger the manufacturer department to schedule and plan their production. And also for the workshop department, they can create a reminder service for the customer. According to Stefanovic, that business intelligence modeling can predict automotive industry inventory management, so it can increase sales, reduce cost, and increase customer satisfaction. And also, according to Damionov and Stankov, business intelligence can create reporting and visualization that can make a low cost in decision making. This research will collaborate with one of the biggest automotive dealer in Indonesia. So it can provide insight what the number of spare part needed in a certain period of time, and also provide insight the customer behavior based on the type of vehicle and the required spare part. And also it can predict number of days to fulfill the sales goal. This is how we model the system. So first we need to define the objective and the scope, and then we create data model. And the next is we can extract, transform, and load the data into the business intelligence, and then we create a data visualization. Then we can create a decision making, and we can measure how our BI is a success or not. This is the objective and the scope and the need also. So we use data from 2016 until 2020, and we need to analyze what's the customer behavior and what's the most favorite spare part in the sales transaction. We have two different sales transaction. First is from the workshop department, and the second is from the part shop. The sales from the part shop is a transaction that buy or bought by distributor, and the sales from the workshop department is the transaction for from the customer, the end user customer. So we create these two fact table, workshop fact table and part shop fact table, and then the product table, brands table, customer table, and date table. It used to view the information that are stored in the workshop and part shop table. Usually we call it dimension table and fact table. So the fact table is contained of the numerical attributes, and the dimension model we store the descriptive information. So we do the next step, which are extract, transform, and load. So we extract from the flat files because they already have the system, and we import it into, we export into flat files, and the flat files we extract and then we put in the data mart. So we use the sales transaction from part sales and workshop sales, and then we clean the data and replacing some data that unnecessary. This is the dimension table, as I mentioned before, the date dimension, product dimension, customer dimension, and branch dimension. And then this is the transaction sales from the workshop department and the part shop. This is the transaction sales for distributor. So we can create the information as seen in this picture. So this is some card. This is the total of order workshop, and this is the total from the sales amount, and this is the customer. This data is from the 1 January 2019 until 30 June 2019. And we can see also this is the total number per month, total number sellers, total number per month. And we can also see that if we have some data for this 6 months data, then we can predict for the 2 months ahead how is the sales will be. This is the prediction. And we can also see this is the top 5 product. Which product is the most favorite? And this is
kindly check the time.
Okay. Yeah. So we can see this is the information about the workshop transaction sales. Then we can view the information from the customer view. This is the customer who is the lowest customer, and we can also classify the customer which are composed of the low, medium, and high customer, and then we can see the information about the customer. This is the predictive analysis, so we can input the information as, for example, if you want to make a order goal 5,000, so how many days we will reach the goal. This is 7 days. We can also see this is the number of the sales from each month. So we can analyze which months is the highest sellers and the lowest sellers, and etc. We can also see which part number is the most favorite. And as we can see, these two top, actually it's the same spare part, but it's have a different the new type. It's the 990HO, this one. So if we can see, this is the total. It's almost the same with the total here. And we can see that the customer during the pandemic, they have decreased the sales. So for the higher, for the biggest customer or distributor, they have decreased the sales. But for the medium distributor, it's still stable. Okay, so we can conclude that the BI can help the company to find the data insight. There are such an anomaly transaction, and also it can predict a number of days to fulfill the goal of order. Okay, thank you.